Hello, today we're gonna have a battle of bullets versus lasers because we're gonna be doing a CinemaJam Versus where we're gonna put Spaceballs from 1987 and the Three Amigos from 1986. These classic parody movies with westerns and space operas. So let's jump right in.
Okay, Johnny, this one's got your number on it. Let's jam.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Cinema Jam Versus. Today, we're going to have the Versus episode. Cinema Jam is it's a podcast where two friends discuss different movies, different genres, and especially we try to figure out what is the jam, what makes them tasty or what makes them special. And today's movies are especially very interesting, so we're going to go pretty soon into that. We're going to be talking about, as always, I'm Sebastian Gomez. I'm in Austin, Texas.
And Pablo Velez from Montreal, Canada. Hi, Sebas. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm looking forward to discussing this classic 80s, almost a battle of the 80s comedies.
It's a battle of the 80s. It's a battle of the 80s, the most 80s comedies ever.
Yeah, actually, I think basically, well, no, actually the scary movies came after this, and that was like basically the end of this type of parodies, and especially with all those epic movies, superhero movies. Those are really bad. I like scary movies, especially like the first three, but the rest of them are not really very. The other ones, the other epic movies, and what is it? Romantic movie, and I don't know. Those are really bad. So I want first before we continue, we wanna remind our viewers and listeners that please subscribe, like, review the podcast, leave your comments. We're always looking for comments, especially because we're always looking for new ideas. This versus, especially, is something that we really like, and we really like the community to grow and participate. You can search for Cinema Jam Pod in all your favorite streaming or social media. We are in Instagram, in Facebook, and in YouTube mainly, but we are also in other platforms like Pocket Cast and Apple Podcasts and Spotify, like as well. So yeah, Pablo, why did you choose these movies? This is your nomination this week, and I'm very curious what brought to your mind because I'm gonna guess you haven't watched these movies in a long time.
No, actually the opposite.
Oh, really? I watched Spaceballs not long ago, so that one was fresh in my mind. But Three Amigos,
Yeah.
I haven't thought about it in a long time, to be honest.
Well, I've seen both movies recently, and I think there are many reasons why I chose this, Sebas. Like, we've been doing this many westerns lately, and especially since we did our main podcast on the Magnificent Seven. Actually, when we did the verses, and we did the Magnificent Seven versus the Seven Samurai.
That
Like
was
right
2 weeks
away,
ago, yeah.
yeah, 2 weeks ago. Right away, like after watching Magnificent Seven, I was like, this is the Three Amigos. This is the series. This is the movie
Yeah.
that was based on. And then I thought, you know what? What other like amazing parody movie from the 80s is there? And Spaceballs is like you have like these two amazing directors on each, Mel Brooks and John Landis, and this cast of comedians that were at their prime. So I think it's going to be a very cool, funny. We needed a little break, from the seriousness of all this action
True, yeah.
westerns, dramas, and especially our folk horror. So we could have a small, break with comedy. And I think it's going to be a very tough battle today because both are very good parodies.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised because I forgot how, the other comedy, and that one I did remember it was from John Landis, is um, the Blues Brothers. That the one I remember that he made But I totally forgot that the Three Amigos was made by him, and I'm actually surprised is this style of movie. So I was pleasantly surprised in the end. And Mel Brooks always, he's the master of parodies. I mean, it's for me, Young Frankenstein is still the best movie he has ever done, basically. And the other one that I think is way ahead of his time, I don't know if you remember that one, Blazing Saddles.
Hmm.
Is his comedy with the black sheriff? This is still in. I mean, by the time it came out, it was surprising, and yeah, it's
We
always good
can,
to go back to this
yeah, we can
great
do,
director, this comedy,
yeah.
great comedy directors. And we
What,
did review one of the first movie we reviewed was Trading Places, and from John Landis as well.
yeah, exactly. And I think we can do later on, Silas, maybe an episode dedicated to Mel Brooks. He's a great director, and I mean the movies that you mentioned are. I mean, Young Frankenstein is one of my favorite movies.
Let's jump right into the battles. I think we have plenty of things to discuss. So let's go with no.
Round one.
Okay, just a quick reminder to our listeners and viewers. Basically, we're going to put the two movies together against each other in 6 rounds, and we will pick a winner at the end of the 6 rounds. And we have a wild card in case there is a tie or something like that. The first round is always about the story or the script. And the question that I have for you, Pablo, is both movies parodies classic tropes. Definitely, I mean, it's obvious in both
Hmm.
movies. And the Three Amigos is all about the Western, and the Spaceballs is about the space opera. So, which one do you feel has like is more clever about the way they critique their respective genre? Which one has like more
Yeah,
bite? I guess is the term.
I want to say Spaceballs because Mel Brooks is not just making fun at one franchise like Star Wars. He's also making fun at Star Trek, like when he does the whole teleporting, beaming the president and also aliens in one of the best
One of
sequences
the
in
best
in.
scenes, yeah. That's a spoiler for one of the.
Yeah, and I also like the fact that they're always making fun of like the merchandising aspect.
I
I thought that was
yeah,
smart. I mean, the question is like, which one does the smartest critique
tick, yeah.
of the original or originals? I think they do it better than Three Amigos. Three Amigos is just having a blast. Like it's more like a Saturday, like an SNL Saturday Night Live sketch
Yeah,
based
extended
on
for
the
an
Magnificent
hour and a
Seven.
half, yeah.
Yeah. So I would go with Spaceballs Sales. I don't know what you think.
I think I'm gonna go with the Spaceballs as well. I mean, just the way it bites on all the silly things from George Lucas. I was watching a little bit about the making of and interviews, like newer interviews of Mel Brooks, and he was mentioning that he thought George Lucas was a little bit mad, especially about the merchandising jokes, and
Of
what is the
course.
Schwartz? Nobody cares. So it's like the Force Schwartz. And the way he calls himself Jogger and all that is pretty well done. Also, like in what capitalism, and because this Spaceballs planet is basically like they're basically going for the druids, so the spiritual ones, the
But the
the
Druids
medieval ones.
it's a pun, is a joke on the Jewish. Funny, she
Yeah,
doesn't look like a Jewish princess, like a Jewish princess. So
like the
there are like so
druid.
many levels in the movie where he's poking fun at everything, even like his own like background and
Background. Yeah,
uh it's so good.
is very well done. And I'm not going to deny there are things when I was watching the Three Amigos that remind me of Blazing Saddles, and I was thinking to myself, well, Blazing Saddles did that 50 years before, and it was much better. I'm not going to deny that's the difficult part. I love it. I mean, I love the acting of these three guys. So let's jump into the next one, that is the acting.
Okay.
Round two.
Okay, so the next one is about characters and acting. So this one is maybe a little bit more clear. Who is the better trio? The chemistry between Martin, Chase, and Short, or the dynamic, Lone Star, Barf, the princess, and the
Dot.
android that is John Rivers. So I mean, basically John Candy, Bill Pullman,
Hmm.
and John Rivers, basically, and they actually the princess is pretty good as well. Or these three classic comedy gods. Which one do you
No,
think is?
if you ask me, so as by far is the Three Amigos. I mean, we
Yeah,
have
yeah.
the three best '80s comedy actors at their prime, and they're having a blast. You can tell that. The only thing that surprises me is that Chevy Chase is the one who gets the main billing, like the main credits. Like if you look at the credits at the beginning, his name comes in first, but is really Steve Martin the one who is kind of like the leading man, like not only because of the role of Dusty whatever I'm forgetting the name, uh, Dusty Bottoms. What was the name? Dusty.
That's
Hey,
Chevy
sorry.
Chase.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's Chevy Chase. So
Dusty Bottoms is Chevy
Dusty
Chase.
Bottoms and
Martin is
Netherlander. Right. So no, definitely. I want to say that the dynamics between the three of between Steve Martin, Chevy Chase, and Martin Short were like better, and as comedy actors, they did it better. In Spaceballs, I think Bill Pullman is not a comedy actor. Um, he's trying to be one, but I always had a problem with him. Like I always felt that there was something off. I think Daphne Zuniga, the princess, she does it amazing, and she's great. She does it amazing. But the one who steals the show, obviously in Spaceballs, is Rick Moranis as Dark Helmet.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well,
If you want,
we're gonna actually talk
if
about
we're gonna
the
go
villains at
exactly,
the
so
end. So.
I'm gonna hold off. But I mean, I don't know if you do you agree also with the
Yeah, yeah. The
leading
Three
character?
Amigos,
Yes.
especially Steve Martin and Martin Short. The chemistry between them is always top notch. Chevy Chase is funny, and I
Yeah.
like him, especially at this time he was like on the up of his career, basically. So and that's why not many people like to work with him or work again with him. But the Steve Martin and Martin Short were actually they were already famous, so they were not going anywhere else. But I really like them because I don't know if you have seen any of their comedy specials, for example, or they have comedy specials in Netflix or other movies like the TV series in Hulu or Disney Plus. Only Killers in the Building. Their chemistry
Only
is perfect,
murder.
man. They know how to handle each other perfect, and you can tell that they knew each other from this time. So yeah, definitely the Three Amigos for me as well. Okay, that's the second one. Okay, let's go to.
Round three.
So each one has a distinct look that they have to match. Like, Spaceballs were trying to compete with all the big visual effects from ILM Star Wars, while the Three Amigos were trying to go into that Technicolor Western look, with all
Yeah.
painted backgrounds and that location in the desert where they sing, for example, you can tell it's a stage, right? But it's a beautiful stage. It's well
It's
done.
great.
So, which one do you think it was?
Hmm.
That visual gimmick aged better, for example, or did you like it better right now?
Well, I mean, I think the advantage goes to the Three Amigos because it's a Western, and a Western is a Western. you know, we can be like 100 years from now, and still Westerns will always be Westerns. They won't age bad necessarily. A science fiction movie, even if it's like a real one or a parody, as in Spaceballs, will always have that problem with special effects or cut sequences and things like that. Um, I think obviously like this might have been the biggest like the biggest or largest budget that Mel Brooks has had to do a movie,
Probably.
and he does a really good job. But you know, I think some of the scenes that I love so much, I guess you as well, like with the alien at the end, you can clearly see that it's a puppet, and there's like someone like pushing it across the counter in the diner. So there were still limitations from the perspective. You don't get any of that in the Three Amigos. It's really like a traditional Western setup. I want to give the point to the Three Amigos, Sebas.
Um, this might be one that we may need to split because I actually, after watching it today again, I was surprised how well it looks in Spaceballs because it still doesn't match the budget, even near close to the budget of a real Star Wars movie. But they do a great job. The effect of the big spaceship, the set dressing, and all the helmets and all that. I found it really compelling. I don't know. I might want to propose maybe to split it into. I like the other one as well, but I mean, you could tell it was a little, fake. I don't know how to say it. Um, are you willing to split it, or do you really want to give it to the Three Amigos?
No, I mean, both movies are like gems from the 80s, and they will always be from that time period. Again, the Three Amigos has the advantage that they're playing with a Western that anyone can relate to because it's always looking back at a special moment in time. So it's a bit different, but I'm okay.
If we talk,
It's
for
okay.
example, of okay,
Yeah,
in which one do you feel the hand of John Landis or Mel Brooks the most? Having watched other John Landis movies and having
yeah.
watched other
No,
Mel
from
Brooks
that
movies,
perspective, then I would split the
adding the
point.
direction one part of the equation,
I
for example.
wouldn't I wouldn't say either movie has an edge over the other one in terms of like direction, trademark. I mean, they're both amazing. Like you can tell that those are John Landis and then Mel Brooks movies. Let's just split the points, Sebas. I think
Let's
it's
play it.
fair enough. Yeah.
Round four.
Soundtrack. Randy Newman's Blue Shadows on the Trail, played by the Three Amigos singing in the guitar with the lead guitar by
Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase, or those themes, the Spear Song, or which one do you think is more iconic? I know
Oh,
which one you're gonna say.
I'm gonna go with Three Amigos.
Yeah, yeah,
This is stuck in
yeah,
my head.
yeah.
So it's not just the
And
blue
even the
shadows.
dancing numbers and the
Oh, come
silly
on.
parts.
The, the,
Yeah.
the, the the main theme, like, we are the three amigos, and amigos forever will be. Come on, that's beautiful. That's genius. And then also when they do the number in the in the
In the
Mexican bar,
cantina. Yeah.
my little buttercup.
It's
Come
great.
on,
It's
that's
great. No, I'm
perfect.
not going to lie. Yeah, they deserve it. Yeah, especially both of them. And the
Although,
background music. Yeah,
Sebas, although the musical number at the end of Spaceballs with the alien also deserves.
a
I'll
little
I'll
special
split the point
recommendation.
because that's like such a highlight in the movie that it equalizes theme. Let's just split it,
We're gonna
Sebas.
split it. No, let's get it to Three Amigos. I think Three Amigos deserve it. There is something special about them playing the music and the other one tries to imitate
Star
the
Wars.
thing.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Space. The next one is let's talk about the. Okay, let's go to round. Normally we talk about in this one like memorable moments, but I think this one we should set it or should focus on the villains. Who is the more iconic, memorable villain? El Guapo and his plethora of piñatas and all their dirty teeth. I mean, they are disgusting. I'm going to go into deny it. Or the great Rick Moranis as Dark Helmet. Yeah.
Do I need to say it?
Yeah, Rick Moranis, right?
Of course, by far, by far, by far.
Even
I mean,
the
it's
desert one, I don't remember. I didn't remember the desert one and the
every
little.
single scene with Moranis is perfect. Every single one. When they go on the hyperspeed on the ludicrous speed.
Ludicrous, yeah, that's a classic.
Which, by the way, you know why the Teslas have that, right? Is from this movie.
No, why?
Elon Musk loves this movie, and he loves
Oh,
the
really?
concept of ludicrous speed, and then that's like a setting in Teslas.
In
So
Tesla. Oh, yeah, I remember now. Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, I totally forgot it. I'm trying to remember as less as possible from Elon Musk, to be honest.
well, I mean, let's say that's one of the few things we can
Well, yeah, I mean, it
still
got
recall.
into the subconscious of the people, so it break pop culture. So that's a good one. Actually, yeah, for the extras in the Spaceballs movies in the Apple TV or in the DVD, they have the ludicrous speed version, so it plays the movie like in 30 seconds, and it's great. I watched it today and like, oh wow, okay. Okay, let's go into the last.
Round 6.
Okay, this is gonna be a difficult one, man. Okay, if you have 2 hours and you know you wanna laugh fast, which one do you think we'll put on first?
I hate this. I don't like this question. I don't know. I don't know what to answer, Sebas. I would equally watch either movie.
Let's just split it. Let's just split it. I actually, yeah, sometimes you feel like you want to see these great guys dancing and doing play with the guns and all that in that silly situation. And, oh, little buttercup. Or sometimes you just want to watch the Spaceballs. I mean, I think I mentioned my kid is still actually on a Star Wars, and, trying to watch everything Star Wars. He slowed down a little bit on Spider-Man and went into Star Wars really heavy. And I made him watch Spaceballs and he loved it.
Yeah, so I did with my son, and yeah. Anyways,
Okay, so we are actually going to have into the
Wild card.
okay. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I hadn't actually prepared questions for the wild card, so we'll have to
let's go to
do
our
it.
traditional script.
So which one do you have more quotable lines?
Oh no! Again,
Oh
they're
yeah,
both full of quotable lines. I think
and they came up so close together. I totally
uh,
forgot they were from '86 and '87. I
hmm,
mean, the three amigos will come, and injustice is done, and all that is a pretty well done one. But I actually think we have to give it, to be honest, to Spaceballs. I think it's just a little bit on the edge of more quotability. I don't know,
I
maybe
think
because
so.
of
I
the
think so. I
reason
think it's
because
because
it's
I think it's because of Mel Brooks. Like the yogurt character is all about like
yeah, the
one-liners and
Schwarz.
slogans and merchandising, so it sticks with you more. Because in Three Amigos, there are a lot of like really good like punchlines in the jokes.
Yeah.
You
The
know,
jokes are
like
higher
lip
class.
balm when he drinks the water in the desert. Like Chevy Chase he was great doing that. But I mean, it's just like the ending of the joke. Whereas there's more quotes as such, from yogurt or even from Rick Moranis. Like, uh,
Yeah, is
so many things
your chores is the same
bigger
size
than
as mine.
mine. And when you're a kid, you don't get that, but now you do.
No, yeah, it's a teenager. He changed the dynamic, and they are literally they are in a locker room. So it's like, oh boy, very naughty, Mel Brooks and the twins. I mean, there are some subtle jokes that you don't get. Like, oh, yeah, he beat me twice last night, and it was great. when the lady in the monitor tells the president like, "Oh, he beat me twice yesterday," and I love it. Yeah, you don't get it at the time. So, which one do you wanna
It goes
split
to
it,
Spaceballs.
or
No, it
wanna
goes
get
to
to the
Space. Well,
Spaceballs?
let's get to Spaceballs. Yeah.
Okay, I mean, in this case, I think just a little bit on the edge. I'm not going to deny that it's pretty close, especially because, yeah, it's so hard. It's pretty hard. Okay, let's go with the plot holes. So this one is like a negative one. So which one do you think has the more obvious plot holes? I think we're gonna,
Spaceballs. I mean, because
yeah,
they try to do everything from all
yeah,
the
yeah.
big movies. Like, I mean, plot
It's like
holes.
5 movies in one, in just one. Yeah,
I mean, from a pure science fiction perspective, like it's full of like what the heck moments. Like they're walking outside in space and nothing happens. Like they don't detect the small chip, like the Winnebago. Like how come they can fly like around and like go inside and then like it's so easily like rescue the princess. Like there are like so many inconsistencies from
convenient.
that
Yeah, it's just convenient things
I know.
happening.
I mean,
They find them
it wasn't meant
immediately. I mean, like, oh,
wasn't
they're
meant
over
to
here,
be.
and
It wasn't
they
meant to
are
be
right
consistent. It was
there.
meant to be like chaotic comedy in a way, and just making fun of how serious sci-fi movies take themselves. So that's why I think he has the most plot holes. Yes.
Yeah, I think in this case, Three Amigos wins. There is a clear,
It's a
the reason
reason
why they're going
storyline.
over
Yeah,
there,
it's the
what they're
Magnificent Seven. It's the
doing.
Magnificent Three. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay,
What,
and okay,
and
in this,
this is the last wild card, right?
the last wildcard is which one has more TikTok moments.
Oh, hmm.
I think Pablo, I think we're gonna have to make it the first time we have a tie.
No, we can't have a tie to us.
This is the
This
last
is
chance. So, or
no.
do you want to
Also,
add one last question that we
in all
wanna?
honesty, if if the younger generations would discover a movie that they would maybe make and make it viral, it would be Spaceballs. I think. Be, be, because of like how raw the whole comedy is. That Mel Brooks is all about like obvious jokes. There's still like the whole background of the serious western behind the Three Amigos that they're making fun of, but westerns are not as popular. I want to say nowadays than like this sci-fi 80s movies maybe.
Yeah,
So
it will be
I
hard
want
for a millennial or Gen Z to
to
connect with
relate.
or
Yeah, and
understand,
yeah.
this type of Western. You're right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be. I want to be inclusive in that from that perspective. But if we need to make a call and say what movie could potentially be the source for more memes and or like TikTok like moments, like someone like making fun of a specific sequence in the movie, I think it would be with Spaceballs.
I think I think you're right. That actually is going to give us
The winner,
And the winner is.
Spaceballs,
baseballs just by 1 point of
just
difference,
by one
five to
point.
four. It
This
was
was
a tight one. I'm not going to deny
I
because
knew when I proposed this else, I knew this was going to be like a tight battle. A battle of the comedy of the great 80s comedies and the greatest actors in comedy from the decade that the two of us we
yeah,
grew in.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm not going to deny. I mean, and I love all these actors basically, and even Bill Pullman in whatever he does, even as a serious actor. I mean, he's the one of the only presidents I would respect actually in Independence Day actually. So yeah, I love this one. Okay, I actually have the battle rounds for next week. Do you want me to tell you which ones
yeah, of course, go
we're
for it.
gonna do? Okay, I mentioned before that I wanted you to watch Sisu, the Finnish movie. with the same actors of
Rare
the rare
expert.
exports that we saw a few months ago. So that one, and we're gonna do the battle round against boy. I put Nobody. Have you watched Nobody?
Is that from the lawyer?
Yes.
Better
Yeah.
Call Saul.
Yeah.
I think no, I haven't seen it. I know the movie,
Okay.
but I haven't seen it.
Both of them had a sequel last year, so that's why I'm actually picking them. But let's do the battle round between Sisu and Nobody. And basically they're both in their almost 60s, like 50 to 56 to 60 years old. So that's another reason I picked them. So okay, that's gonna be our battle round next week. So
Perfect.
everyone, thank you again. Please subscribe, review, like the podcast. And until next time, keep jamming about movies.
Until next time, everyone. Thank you.